welcome to the final episode of Investing in the Future, a three-part podcast series by Gulf News that will take you on a journey into the world of one of the most influential players into the economy of Dubai and the UAE, Dubai Investments. I'm your host, Lachlan Kitchen. Dubai's transformation from a small fishing and pearling village into a bustling city is a remarkable story of visionary leadership and ambition. Images of luxury apartments, high-rises and million-dollar villas with private beaches are synonymous with Dubai's lavish lifestyle. While the real estate industry continues to set record prices, the success of the sector and the story of Dubai hasn't been possible without a relentless approach to a very bold ambition. According to Dubai Statistics Centre, Dubai's population in 1995 was 680,000, and as of November 2023, it is 3.6 million. This exponential population growth isn't possible without a real estate vision and housing plan to help reinforce Dubai's position and attraction as a major economic hub. And as part of this vision, Dubai Investments has played a key role in the story of Dubai's success with real estate, a vital component in the company's diverse holdings. In this final episode, we'll explore the iconic projects Dubai Investments has been involved in. Our guest for this episode is again Gautam Mohanty. Gautam is a financial services industry leader with more than 20 years' experience in banking, private equity, and management consulting. Over the course of his career, Gautam funded a private equity media and entertainment fund, and his track record of success extends across financial services, telcos, online marketplaces, and real estate, where he advised multiple real estate startups on business strategies and their launch. Gautam, thank you once again for joining us on Investing in the Future.
Thanks, Kitch. Really excited to be here. We opened the innings together. Happy to conclude it again.
We'll finish things up very well. Good to see you. Gautam, the story of Dubai has been intertwined with some incredible feats of engineering, Instagrammable pictures of villas, just achievements that other countries are essentially envious of. But what role has Dubai Investments played in shaping the real estate sector and the skyline of Dubai?
So Dubai Investments has contributed significantly to the Dubai real estate journey. They have some of the marquee properties which have done well. They're not necessarily all Instagrammable, but have very high ROI and good investments. One of them is Dubai Investment Park. The second one is Murdif Hills, which is an upcoming exciting project. The Instagrammable property, which is Dana Bay, which we spoke about last time, and Al Taif Business Center. So these are across field. They're not just typical your residential or commercial, but a mix of multi-use properties. So it's quite an exciting journey they've been on.
Yeah, there's a lot of diversification in that. And that's what I want to get your experience on. How would you categorize Dubai Investments' approach to real estate?
So let's go back to Dubai Investment Park. I think that's the right example. What happens in Dubai Investment Park is we look at commercial, industrial, and residential zones coming together to create an ecosystem where they seamlessly exist. And this is very unique. This is the only one which is in Dubai. I hope we see more of that, because what it creates is an ecosystem where people can thrive, can work, and it becomes easy and seamless for people. And it's across the strata. We're not just looking at I think the number is 3,500 millionaires are expected to invest in Dubai this year. It's not just catering to that, but to across the strata, looking at people of various investment appetites who will be able to invest at a project like Dubai Investment Park.
That's an interesting point. And further to that, if we go back to 1995, when Dubai Investments was formed, ever since that time, the real estate sector has continuously been written off by critics, people saying it will boom, it won't last, this growth can't happen. Now, you outlined some of those statistics early on. And when you look at some of the prices for the luxury properties, Dubai is up there with London, Paris, New York. Over the last 25 years or so, what do you think has been the result of this continued growth in Dubai's real estate?
It is, again, a very interesting question because Dubai is a place for investors to park investments. It's not just that. Just some of the stats that he shared, the population growth, the fact that through COVID and through times right now, Dubai is constantly attracting the top talents of the world to work here. It is supply and demand as well. It is not just about investments. Now, that is what is continuously fueling the Dubai growth. Now, the property cycle of Dubai is slightly different from the rest of the world. While, again, pardon my going to mathematics, but if you look at a sine wave, it is usually a slightly slow curving wave, versus the Dubai real estate is a little more. And this is because it is controlled by a lot of the market dynamics. And any market which is outperforming the rest of the world will always be under scrutiny. And that's what's been happening here.
Well, that's part of the success, but every business and every investment has its challenges. What would you say are some of the challenges facing the Dubai real estate sector at the moment?
So, one of the biggest challenges, what you said, the perception of the market. And real estate, quite like some of the other industries, is very perception driven. It is important to make sure the right facts are out there for the consumers to consume and make the right investment decisions. What is typical and unique to Dubai is the kind of investment opportunities people get. You mentioned New York and Paris. There is only as much you can do there because they're saturated markets. People are not just looking at investments into houses that they live in, but also into communities, also into resorts, also into examples like Dubai Investment Park, where they are looking at industrial usage, commercial usage, etc.
Well, and on that, because when we talk about some of the projects that Dubai Investments have been involved in, Dana Bay being one of them that you touched on, there's also Altaf Business Centre. All of these projects are record profits that are the envy of many real estate sectors around the world. Why have they been so successful? Give us a more detailed breakdown.
Sure. So it is very important to predict the demand rather than follow a trend. Now, Dubai what's done well is they have predicted the demand that we are creating an area which will be industrial in use, which will be commercial in use, but that would have a constant flow of people who would want to live there, and healthcare who will require that, and new businesses which will want to come there, which will require a business center. So they've predicted the demand and followed that trajectory rather than just follow trend.
A lot of countries that are experiencing big population growth, governments tend to be playing catch up with housing versus the population growth. Yes. And it does seem like, and I'm looking at this from the outside, that they're not just building homes that try and control the need with the population growth. They're actually creating a demand because of the quality of the investments. Is that a fair assumption?
That is true, because the constant influx of people who are moving to Dubai from across the globe. We've seen trends where there were Russians who were big investors into Dubai, to the Chinese who are investing big time. We also have a lot of Indians and Brits who are investing. So we see a constant inflow of people who are making Dubai their home, which makes it a demand-driven market rather than just an investment-driven market.
And aspirational as well.
Always, absolutely.
You mentioned how the Dubai real estate market has this history of going like this. Given your experience, Gautam, for any business really or any sector, when you've got changing market conditions, and there's always rapid change, what are those challenges that companies like Dubai Investments can face?
So it is... one of the insights that I can look at this is, so when you look at Dubai Investments, it did not go after what an Emaar is doing or what a Nakheel is doing or what a Damac is doing. At the core of it, it's an investment company. It's not a real estate company. So they've never, like I said before, they don't want to follow trends and create communities just for the sake of it. But again, they've consciously looked at creating solutions which are bespoke for people who want to use it rather than just have something created for the sake of attracting investments and those Instagrammable properties. And so the challenge of that is slightly different because this is more about catering to demand rather than creating the demand.
We touched on in the first episode, diversification. And just revisiting that once again, the importance of diversifying and mitigating the risks, because there's always risk. What do you think has worked for a company in trying to mitigate risks like Dubai Investments?
So going back to some of the properties and projects we've discussed, now Dubai Investments has looked at not just investing into projects and creating properties of real estate, but they've looked at the ecosystem, like cooling companies to plug into that, healthcare companies coming in to plug in that. So while again, going back to first episode, it's still concentric because we have Dubai Investment Park, but it has all the various arms of creating a community. That takes the risk away.
And it would also be easier to sell, I think, when you're looking at somewhere to live, to be able to see this isn't just a unit in the sand. This is villas with parks and pools and business centres.
Absolutely. And it's, again, not a specific lifestyle that you're living on the Palm and then you have a high-end luxury lifestyle. You can have that in the villas and the garden communities you're talking about, but you can also have staff accommodation, which is also a requirement. You can also have housing for all the people who are working and coexisting in a particular area.
Looking towards the future, now it's almost impossible to predict, but looking at research and your experience of reading the market, what do you see are the trends? When it's going to real estate, certainly in Dubai, how do you think a company like Dubai Investments, which is not solely a real estate company, how do you think they are then going to stand out in the market and be able to see the opportunities in real estate going forward?
So, interesting question. At the risk of repetition, I'd say Dubai Investments has not been a trend follower, but they've been trend setters with projects like Dubai Investment Park, where we're taking the emphasis away from just the luxury properties, because that's not the entire real estate market. With areas like Reem Ram, Dubai Investment Park, what happens is we're attracting people of a different investment appetite, where they're not just living, but also buying properties which are buy to rent, which gives high yield, 9 to 10%
investment
yield.
properties.
Investment properties, but not necessarily the high ticket investment properties, but investment properties which are not so high to enter, but you get good returns.
And would that mean they're lower risk?
Absolutely. Just with the capital infused, the sum goes down, the risk goes down with that. If you look at, again, diversification trends, while Dana Bay is coming up in Russell Khaimah, which shows the ambition of Dubai Investments to venture into not just Dubai, but other Emirates, which is great because we're seeing boom across all Emirates and we're seeing amazing projects come in those Emirates.
Yeah, some of the projects at Russell Khaimah are they have to be seen to be believed. So
absolutely
extraordinary work that's coming up. Well, Gautam, thank you very much for sharing your insights and also your experience. It's been a pleasure just hearing about some of the projects coming forward with Dubai Investments.
Absolute pleasure talking to you again and happy to be here.
And if you would like more information about Dubai Investments or would like to learn more about the topics covered in this series, please visit the website www.golfnews.com/investing-in-the-future. I'm Lachlan Kitchen, and thank you very much for joining us on this incredible journey through the world of Dubai Investments.